July, which is probably going to turn into an unofficial Austin Powers lookalike competition, because that's what people think happened in the 1960s. As I say, enough of me for now. We're going to and Tina's going to be interviewed by Shaken Not Stirred's very own Mr. Bond, Nick Fenterman. But first of all, Matt Wood wants to say...
Right, good morning everybody. I do apologise, I'm a bit short, but I blame my parents, can't do much about that. I'll stand up for a bit. So basically, I'll kneel down a bit. So Operation Main Strike, we've been through it all, I'm not going to go through it again. So we're going to do a Q&A, Nick's going to do that with Tina, go through how she got the role and go through all the times of A View to a Kill. Then we're going to go to the Main Strike mine. We've got a plaque unveiling, which will be really cool. And we've obviously got Anthony Wayne John Glenn joining us down there as well. And then we obviously come back here at the barn this afternoon to do another Q&A up here, and then we finish with the autograph signing. So lots to do. Do get down to the Zorin locos because they're really good to drive. Nick, so welcome Tina and Nick.
Welcome Tina to Emily, and thank you everybody else for joining us this morning. So just a bit of before we go on to questions, a few bits about Tina. Tina's actually appeared in a few James Bond films: Octopussy, Living Daylight, Die Another Day, and also some screen testing for No Time to Die. However, we are here for A View to a Kill. Other film appearances, I'll just name a few, which has also been in several carry-on films: The Omen, Pink Panther, Return of the Jedi, Superman 3 and 4, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Mission Impossible, The Dark Knight, Spider-Man, and many, many more. For TV, Tina's been involved with EastEnders, Coronation Street, The Bill, Doctor Who, Older Fools and Horses, Maggie PI, Hot to Hot, Professionals, the list goes on. If you wish to check out our IMDb site, there's well over 250 film and TV appearances, and I think you were saying to me earlier, Tina, many, many more. However, View to a Kill. How did your role come about in this film?
I had to go for an audition. My model agency sent me there, and there was quite a lot of people there, lots of different clothes, different outfits, with hats, and that's how I got the job.
Okay, great. And was it the same for your other Bond film appearances? Or obviously your first one was Octopussy?
Not so much for
Okay.
Octopussy. Also Man with the Golden Gun, I was Rich Eklund standing and double on that. But A View to the Kill, they were quite particular how you looked and the clothes that you were wearing.
Okay, great. What was your time like filming on View to a Kill? It was at Ascot, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes. It was quite cold actually in the morning. It was bitterly cold. But it was most enjoyable. I felt that you couldn't go near her. You know, she had this aura about her, and she was quite formidable.
Well, on the other hand, Roger was very approachable.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was nice. I've met him before, and he was a lovely man.
Sure,
Yes, he was nice.
And also,
Going on with and Patrick Whitney, who I worked with years ago actually on the Avengers, the original Avengers, not nowadays. He was very pleasant. He was nice to talk to. There was just quite a lot going on with the horse as well, going into the enclosure, and also the horse racing and everything.
were they well trained? Also than Grace?
I think so. I think the horses were well trained actually. Yes. So I used to know sadly he passed away, Salma, Ben and some of the assistant directors was coming this afternoon, is Anthony Way. So also I met Michael J. Wilson. That was on another Bond film. That was actually with Pierce Brosnan. So Michael J. Wilson seems to put himself into some of the scenes.
He does a great cameo on the was also the one.
That's right, yes. He did a cameo when I was there in the Ice Palace scene.
In Nine of the Day, wasn't it? Yes.
He came and sat next to me, and that was with another lady who, her ex-husband was one of the producers. So, yes, so he was very nice.
Did you have similar experience from the other Bond films you appeared in?
Well, the Octopussy, it was a lot of fun. It was in the circus scene, and there was a lot going on. And as you mentioned, Christopher Reeve was there, who popped in, and I worked on Superman. Actually, I've got the photograph.
About 3 and 4, wasn't it? Yes.
And I did know Stephen Verkoff as well.
Oh yes,
I'd met
okay,
him.
yes, you've met him as well.
Actually, I went out with him some years ago in New York, so we had a date.
Oh, and also, please, you mentioned earlier about Sean Connery.
Yes, so, with Sean Connery, I worked on, it was a small film called 5 Days, One Summer, and it was just my first day on it. And I was minding my own business, really. I mean, and then in the afternoon, I got a message that from one of the assistant directors, saying that Sean Connery would like to take me out, would like my phone number. I was quite shy, actually. I didn't take him up on his offer, which I actually regret now. But I was sort of, I didn't really take much notice of him, but it was a small film. And then he went on to make the other Bond film, well, so-called Bond film, Never Say Never?
Never Say Never Again.
Never Say Never Again. But I wish I had gone out with him now. But he was a ladies' man.
What was that the same when you met Pierce Brosnan?
Well, with Pierce Brosnan, I've got this photograph. Many, many years ago, I had a picture taken with him. It was before Bond, and that, I don't know if you can see it. And it was on a TV series. And then I worked a few years ago on a film called Survivor. It was a night shoot, and he was so nice to everybody. He was charming, and it was 2 nights. So the second night, I brought this picture in of us, and he was delighted to see it. And he brought the director, and he sort of asked everybody to come and see this picture. I didn't think at the time to get another photo taken, an up-to-date photograph, but he's a charming man. Yes, he's got a lovely personality. He made a good Bond as well.
Fantastic.
Yes. And this was on. I did some stills for No Time to Die. It was set in the 60s, but I don't think they used it. It was a flashback scene. I was dressed in the 60s. It was supposed to be a party scene, and also Spectre. Is it Spectre?
Spectre.
Spectre.
Yes.
Sorry, Spectre. I was supposed to be one of the agents, and I looked quite severe in that. But when I saw the film, I think it was a flashback to do with the leading actress's father, but I couldn't see these. They took Polaroid pictures of us and video. It's supposed to be set in the 60s, but it's me there. I don't think actually.
So
it was
did you
used.
actually film any scenes at all on that, or was it just?
No, it was all stills.
Okay.
and video. In fact, we were dancing. It was a party, and we were dancing the conga. So we were going underneath. It was most strange, but when it came out, I didn't see anything. And also worked on The Persuaders with Roger Moore. That's me up there.
I believe is this episode the one that Roger Moore directed as well?
Yes, he directed, because the director was Basil Dearden. I believe, sadly, he died. He got killed in a car crash. And Roger Moore had a director's ticket, so he was able to direct this episode. Another one was Tony Curtis. He was a ladies' man as well. Anybody would do with him. He was looking for anyone at that time. This is a picture. That's me there at the bottom there. It was a long time ago.
Has there been any particular film or TV show that you've enjoyed working on more
Well,
than
I
any
think
others?
all of them really have got
Different
I did
aspects to everyone.
Only Fools and Horses,
Sure.
which I did 4 episodes on that. I did one of them was the Jolly Boys outing. We were down in Margate. I've got photos of myself with David Jason, and that was fun. And then also in the Nag's Head, I haven't got it. I've got some photos with John Sullivan. And in fact, I was in the episode that he put himself also like Michael Wilson. He put himself into the scene, and that's the only scene that he was in. It was in the Nag's Head, and I'm with him as well. I have got the photos with me, but that's a lot of fun. This was with Patrick McNee. A long time ago on the Avengers. I was in the early Avengers. I was down here, but that was him as well. So he was in.
Sure.
Well,
Tina, as well as Bond, you're probably in the world of appearances. I think Return of the Jedi is one of your most popular ones.
Well, yes. I mean, Star Wars has got a big following, isn't it? I've been to Japan with Star Wars conventions, and Nashville, New York, and Europe, and Germany.
Sure.
Particularly in Germany, actually. That's where I met dear Wolfgang. Yeah, sadly Wolfgang has passed away now. And we kept in touch. He was a lovely man. He was extremely nice. And also, I just started to do some things with Doctor Who. I was in the really early Doctor Who with the first and second Doctors. So, and I've just come back from Peterborough, and I went to a Doctor Who exhibit up there, which was nice. But the Bond is something special.
Very special, yeah.
It's really special.
Looked after well.
Yes, absolutely, yes. And just thinking if there's any other
You have another one there.
Bond, anything here. Yes, this is me with that's me with Roger Moore. I used to meet him at events, and this was taken actually at the Savoy Hotel, but he was extremely nice, yes, he had a good personality. I met him again, Michael Winner was making a film with Michael Caine, and I met him again there. I met his daughter as well, Deborah, and that's him there. But yeah, so... Yes.
So your Die Another Day photo there, isn't it?
Yes, Die Another Day. That was at the Ice Palace, scene.
Was that quite a large set?
It was at Pinewood. It wasn't in the 007 stage. It was adjacent to it, and it was a wonderful set. It was enormous, and there was so much going on there. It was a wonderful, lovely set. I think they went also away to, I don't know if it was in Switzerland or where they did the location.
Yeah, there's
filming.
quite a few different,
Yes, but this was a magnificent set, the Ice Palace scene. This is it actually, that's the Ice Palace scene. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Tina. Has anybody got any questions for Tina? There we go.
Yeah, on the Persuaders, did you work with the late great Val Guest?
I knew of Val Guest because he directed quite a few of the Persuaders.
He would have directed the pilot.
Oh, did he? Yes.
So I met him at one.
Oh, did you? Yes. I hadn't met Val Guest, no, because the episode that I did was with he didn't direct that one. It's Roger Moore, but he did a lot of sort of saucy films, didn't he, Val Guest? Put it mildly.
Well, thank you. Anybody else?
Which of the Star Wars films did you?
It was Return of the Jedi, yes.
Which scene?
It was in the. I've got photos of that as well. I was with actually Harrison Ford in the controller set with Carrie Fisher, and actually all of them, Mark Hamill, Chewbacca, and Billy D. Williams. In fact, I won't say too much about Star Wars because we're here about, but it was quite sombre on the set, and then when Billy D. Williams, who played Captain Lando, came on set, he livened everything up. And I was quite pleased because that day Carrie Fisher had bought her fiancé at the time. She married, it was Paul Simon. I was a big fan of Simon and Garfunkel, so she introduced me to him. So I was more excited about that than anything else about working on the film, but it was most enjoyable.
Okay, anybody else? Anyone? Any more? Anything else you want to add about Bond, Tina?
No, it's just I've got such good memories of working with Bond and Pierce Brosnan, Roger Moore. You know, it was you know they're with you all the time. Yes, and they're with all the Bonds. Even Sean Connery, they're the definitive Bond.
Dare I ask which is your favourite Bond?
Actually, I liked Sean Connery. I did like Sean Connery. Yes.
So favourite for quite a few, Sean.
Yes. It's the early films. Yes. I think you've got the anniversary. Is it Thunderball? Is it the 60th anniversary?
Yes, we do this year.
Coming
yes.
up.
There's
Yes.
4 anniversaries, big ones this
That's
year.
right. Yes. It's nice that there's such a big fan base as well because they were special. They were really special films.
Moving on to one of the other anniversaries is obviously GoldenEye, but you were involved in a TV show, TV film called GoldenEye.
I was
about
with
Ian
Charles
Fleming.
Dance. Yes, it was about Ian Fleming, and it was in the war. I was the telephonist answering the phone, and I was dressed. It was in the 1940s outfits. And he was extremely nice, actually. He's very tall. And also I met just only not long ago, I met Lucy Fleming, with Simon Williams as well. And because her uncle was Ian Fleming, her father was Peter Fleming. And I had a chat with her and she was pleased to hear. Actually, Simon Williams was even happier because I'd worked on Upstairs, Downstairs, and I had a picture with me. Sorry to divert.
He's a very nice guy.
He was lovely, and I was Georgina Wolsey's. It was the last episode, and I was one of her bridesmaids, and I sent him I sent an email of the picture. He wanted the photograph. He was extremely nice, but I don't think Lucy Fleming's father, Peter, got the recognition because he actually wrote a lot of books.
Sure.
Yes, as Ian Fleming. Because Ian Fleming went to Jamaica. Was he in Jamaica? Yes. So, yes.
Brilliant.
But he was wonderful.
Okay. Well, thank
prolific.
you. Sure. Well, thank you very much, Tina. Is anybody else last chance? Okay.
You mentioned that for A View to Kill you were at Ascot for 2 days.
Yes.
Kind of when you watch the film, the scenes there probably 2-3 minutes cut. As an actress, do you ever feel like, how do you feel when you see all that effort condensed into
I know, yes. And also sometimes you do a lot of things and they cut it out completely. So you don't see. They spend so much time doing things, and then when you see the final edit, sometimes the scenes of lots of people they're cut out.
And you'll miss.
Well, this is it, or you'll miss it completely without even blinking. But A View to a Kill was a special film, and so I used to learn a lot of the stunt guys that did. I think I mentioned. Sadly, a lot of them passed away. Joey Crampton.
Sure. You mentioned Bob
Simmons, other Simmons. I knew all the stunt guys. I think Eddie Stacey is still alive. Mark, a lot of them have passed away. But actually the stunt guys were excellent, they were wonderful. But anyway.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Tina. Tina's here with us here all day, so please feel free to
Yes,
ask your questions.
I've got photographs
She's
later.
got
I've got all my pictures with me,
all
even Star
photos.
Wars as well. I've got all the James Bond pictures as well.
That's great, thank you very much.
Okay.